So, I don't know what I'm saying. Hello. I was really enjoying my coffee on this nice day. I thought it was Friday. Turns out it's only Thursday. But I wanted to tell a story. I was thinking about some stuff. I wanted to tell you a story. So, thanks for being here and listening. Ooh. About 20 years ago, I used to live in New Zealand, and it was a fantastic time for me, energetically. This microphone. It was a wonderful time, and one day I was walking between my job and my other job. Really nice summer day, and my mind disappeared. It just dropped out, and it was gone for maybe 10 minutes, something like that. And there wasn't a single thought in my head. There was just vibrant life. It was a beautiful summer day. I was going up kind of a hill. I think it was Queen Street in Auckland. And there was a barber shop on my right. And there was an Italian restaurant up at the corner where I had a crush on the waitress. I think her name was Lula. It could have been the name of the restaurant, to be honest. But all told, I didn't have a single thought in my head for like 10 minutes, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life. It was also pretty terrifying and exhilarating, but those were just primal emotions underneath. Um, Basically, this was like the fulfillment of a promise that had been made for me, to me, by the patriarchs and matriarchs, I'm sure, of Zen Buddhism. People long dead had promised this, that it was possible to not be ruled by your thoughts. And here was the proof for me. And it was a fantastically strange, incredibly natural moment, and sort of opened my life to a whole new track. And I realized that there was something to this meditation, mindfulness, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, inner work stuff. And then there was kind of an oh shit moment of like, oh, it's real. I guess I've got to put my money where my mouth is, so to speak, and start to fulfill my end of the bargain, right? You know, that's kind of the strange thing that happens when you see the proof of a greater reality. It You can't really close the door to it anymore. So that was a really important part of my life, and it's the most natural thing in the world, I realized eventually, to not think, to feel life rather than feel something about life, right? It's a fantastic thing that I think everyone is capable of, absolutely. This is not some special power that I'm bragging about. This is just a very, very natural thing that happens through work. I had worked at it. I'd gone through a little bit of training and had been really interested in it, and I got a little bit of beginner's luck, basically. It's really the same as if someone was studying jazz piano, okay? Went to school for it, had a love for it, was practicing it, and got really good at jazz piano. For me, who's never studied jazz piano or played it, that seems mystical, right? It's, ooh, man, now that's a wake up. It seems mystical. Hopefully, you can hear me over this stuff. But it's not. It's just, it's like going to the gym. If you consistently go to the gym, you will get there. Yeah, we don't really think that results from the gym are mystical. They're not. They're born of effort and they're born of consistency and discipline. It's the same thing with Zen Buddhism or inner work or consciousness work or anything like that. It's it's real. It's very very real and it's very very natural. Um, since that day, I've still had fear and anxiety. I've still made mistakes. I've still um, been disappointed in many areas of my life. I've still had misfortune, but I've just been a little less identified with it. Some days are better than others, right? And that's really important. This isn't like a magic wand that's going to happen and then all of a sudden you're enlightened. I'm not an enlightened person. I'm certainly more present than I used to be. And that's fantastic. That's really all I wanted. And to realize that that was possible. And so, the rest is just here in front of us. I've been planning to start a bit of an online course where I instruct and coach a little bit in meditation and in mindfulness work, because it's not just about sitting on a cushion. That's great, but how do you do it in real life? I've been thankful and fortunate to learn how to take that into the laboratory of life, and that's the point. That's the work, as they say. So I'm going to start a bit of a course. I need to put that together and offer that to people who are interested in getting a little taste of it. No enlightenment guarantee, but there is wisdom in there that has worked for me, and I do hope it works for other people. I'm at a point in my life, having just turned 27, that I need to start giving back and start teaching the stuff that I've learned. It's time, and through that, the teacher learns twice, right? We teach what we have to learn, and that will help me reorient my path and how I need to keep going and keep learning, because this is never ending stuff. That's the good news, and the bad news is like it doesn't end. It's just this wonderful moment where the ventilation might be louder than you want it, but the coffee's all right. Tomato plants are chilling. It's not too hot. It just is. And that's more than enough. That's basically it. What I've learned is we are not our thoughts. Not even close. Our thoughts are 97% bullshit, and yet we believe them. So the tool has overtaken the master, basically. Our thoughts are a tool that help us solve problems and navigate the world, but it's begun to take us over. And I think that's a larger problem with the world, with social media, AI. That's a larger subject that I have some thoughts on and I'd like to get into, but right now, right now, here I am right now, and how can I relate to this now authentically? But yeah, I just wanted to say to, I guess, step forward to say that it's all true. Um, Everything that the Zen masters promised is true, and it's fantastic. But it's just normal. Just normal. Natural, normal. There's a difference between those two, but it can be both. And if there's anyone out there who's interested and sort of seeking in that same vein, you're almost there. Yeah, don't give up, because honestly, if I got there, you can. And I'm happy to share any of that however I can. Any guidance or coaching or tutelage. I'm sort of moving into that. It's the tentative steps, because to be honest, you kind of think people won't believe you. Mystical experiences are extremely commonplace, and that's really weird. You know? We're so gaslighted by the mind that we think everything we need to do and be and have has to be run through that and has to be approved by the mind. And I mean, good luck, you know? That's just not who we are, and we prop each other up with these weird masks all the time, and that's normal, you know? It doesn't have to be that way. I'd been reading this book for a while. Well, it's backwards, I think, but yeah. It's a text on Zen training, and I was reading about it, right? Reading about meditation. The fuck is that? Like dancing about architecture, right? And then I sat down and just tried in my own ungainly way to try and meditate, to try and do zazen. And something happened. It was real. It wasn't a hypnosis. It wasn't a dumbing down of myself. It was an uncovering of my real life. And that's where you have to start taking responsibility. You can't close your eyes again after that. So here I am, cursed, cursed and blessed at the same time. And if someone out there wants to get cursed, I can help you out. I can give you advice. It's a good thing. It's an all good.